Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Before we get into the story, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to keep you updated on our latest posts. Now, on to the story. Spending the rest of your life with someone you love is a beautiful thing. But how would you react when you find your partner cheating on you? This is the story of a couple that tried to rekindle their relationship, but one single flaw ended everything. This is a tragic story of Kira Steger. It's 2013 and the world is still in a frenzy with the death of former South African President Nelson Mandela. Just then, in the city of Minnesota, something tragic happened. Kira Steger, a 30-year-old storekeeper, didn't come to work. She was never known for coming in late and didn't call in sick. Concerned, her colleagues tried to reach out, but her cell was off. Kira worked at two different stores in the mall, Wet Seal and Delia's. She was very devoted to her job and also quite good at what she did. She always knew what her customers wanted and was a reliable person when it came to sales. The day before that was Thursday. Kira was at her place of work and she seemed very happy. Her husband Jeffrey had just made plans to take her out to a fancy restaurant that evening. She was so excited and couldn't wait to leave work when her shift ended. Jeffrey and Kira met in the city of Wisconsin, where her family was from. He was just in town working with a construction company to build a hospital when he met her, and it was love at first sight. They later married and have been kicking it ever since. Just like every healthy relationship, their marriage was going through a rough time. Jeffrey wanted to use his dinner night to rekindle their relationship, and everything seemed to be going according to plan. But this wasn't the case. On Saturday, February 23, Kira was nowhere near the mall, and when her colleagues asked for her whereabouts from her husband, he was shocked. He told her colleagues that the last time he saw his wife was on Friday. Surprisingly, he wasn't too worried about it because sometimes Kira usually crashes at her friends' or family members' places without letting him know. It usually takes a day or two before she comes home. This call wasn't coming at a good time. The weather was really bad with heavy snowfall, and it made many people concerned. Not believing that his wife would be missing, Jeffrey thought that her phone had died or her car was stuck somewhere. Just to be safe, he reached out to Kira's parents and the police. Kira's parents were not happy that their daughter had just disappeared. The police immediately sprang into action and started asking questions. They interrogated Jeffrey and looked around where Kira was last seen. Jeffrey told the police officers about the dinner they had on Thursday. They went bowling and left the mall. According to Jeffrey, he walked his wife to her 2006 white Chevrolet Cobalt. They both headed home and stopped at the video store to pick a movie. Jeffrey told the police that his wife was dozing off while they watched the movie, and when it was over, she told him she needed to fuel her car for a morning event. He took his wife's car to a filling station, filled the tank, came back home together, and went to bed. To him, his wife seemed fine and she wasn't acting differently. It was quite normal for his wife to just disappear and come back after 2 days, so it wasn't a problem for him. When asked if his wife was having an affair, Jeffrey said he loved and trusted his wife a lot. The detectives left no stone unturned in this case. They reached out to everyone who knew Kira and even went to the Mall of America to confirm if everything Jeffrey said was true. The Mall of America is so big, and it takes a lot of security personnel and a lot of cameras to keep everyone secured. On arriving at the mall, the detectives wanted to know, with the help of security cameras, the last time Kira was seen at the mall. Indeed, they saw Kira and Jeffrey walking out of the mall after spending some time together. It took some time, but Kira's family thought the police were not doing enough. They made pictures on poles and wanted to get as much attention as they could to ensure that their daughter was found. As the investigation continued, the police found a camera on one of the neighbors' house that could show what might have happened when the couple arrived at their home. Aside from this, The investigators got some new intel from a company that keeps track of people's cell phones. As it turns out, Kira was dating a guy named Ryan, who was her boss in one of the stores she worked in. They really liked themselves and talked to each other a lot. Though he was not with Kira at the time she disappeared, he had recently moved to Colorado. On impulse, it made the investigators think that Ryan was hiding something. It took some time, but the detectives were able to talk to Ryan. Ryan revealed that he had talked to Kira when she was in South Dakota, but this was right before she disappeared. Seeing Ryan as one of the suspects, they looked at Ryan's phone information and also the records of his credit card to see where he was. It showed that Ryan was in a different city when Kira disappeared. With no lead from Ryan, they turned their focus back to Wisconsin. Just then, the camera on the couple's property found something. Kira's car went backward into the yard after 2 in the morning. Knowing that this was already reported by Jeffrey, that he went to the gas station, the detectives looked at the case from another angle. They traced Jeffrey's path from the gas station to the house and found out after filling his tank, he went towards the highway for a reason that nobody knew. They didn't know when he came back because the camera could see him coming back, but a few days after, the detectives got new intel. February 25th, mall security called the attention of the police to a car near the place where Kira worked. This car had been there for a long time, and they had to call a towing company to move it out. The person who drove the towing vehicle spotted what appeared to be blood on the car and alerted the police. Upon arrival, the detectives realized this was Kira's car. Also at the place where the car was towed, the detectives found a dark rolled-up car mat. It was from Kira's car and it was stained with blood. Taking the mat for DNA testing, the blood found in the mat was human and it belonged to Kira. Judging by this evidence, Kira could still be alive. This reveal places Kira's friends and family in a state of turmoil. Kira was a good girl and she never had any problems with anyone. So why would someone kill her? Though the car was parked in a place with no surveillance cameras, there was a camera nearby and detectives were able to see a man in a hooded sweatshirt coming out of the parking lot after a white Chevy. This person boards a taxi moving to an unknown location. Using a fifth sense, the police decided to track the car and they realized that this cab dropped near Kira and Jeffrey's residence. Police were also able to see the taxi parked near Kira's house, but couldn't identify this person. The only clue they had was on the hooded sweatshirt this person was wearing, a white symbol, and this person was seen walking into Kira and Jeffrey's house. This mind-blowing discovery prompted many investigators to search the couple's home. They were shocked by what they found. There were several freshly washed towels, which was quite normal, but when they took a closer look, they found lots of dark red spots in the couple's bedroom. Someone had recently cleaned and organized the bedroom. When the detectives sprayed Lumion on the floor, they found trace marks of blood leading to the bedroom. A DNA test proved that the blood belonged to Kira. This finding left the detectives dumbfounded. Could Kira's husband be the killer? They took a look at his car and found nothing but a receipt for something Jeffrey bought at a shop. Luckily, the shop had a camera and they found Jeffrey buying some items from the shop, wearing the same hooded shirt they saw earlier. Pulling the strings together, the police arrested Jeffrey, suspecting that he might be the killer. Facing interrogation, Jeffrey called his lawyer and advised him not to say anything. Though the police have enough evidence to arrest him, it wasn't enough. They needed to find Kira's body. A few weeks after, as the snow slowly began to recede, police authorities were alerted to a strange bag near a lake. This bag contained a pillow and a shirt that had blood on them. These items had Kira's DNA on them. Checking the lake, they still couldn't find Kira's body. 2.5 months later, after Kira's disappearance, police got a call about a dead body floating in the Mississippi River. It was Kira's body and deep wounds on her hand and head. When the detectives revealed what they had found to Kira's husband, Jeffrey spilled the beans. He revealed that he was the one who killed Kira, but it wasn't his intention. According to Jeffrey's lawyer, he didn't want to do it. After having some time together that evening, Kira was caught talking to another man, and from the looks of it, she was cheating on him. It made him angry and he hit her hard. Facing the judge, Jeffrey was sentenced to 27.5 years in prison with a chance to leave early in 2031. Talking to correspondents, the family of the deceased said, although they won't have their daughter back, they know justice has been done.